Peace, God. Peace, divine. We fresh. I'm fresh. We fresh. Whatever. I just got this 30-minute meditation. And it was like really good. But I want to speak about today. I want to speak about life and how precious it is. Yesterday, I had to go to this funeral because our next door neighbor passed away. So then my mom wanted me to go to like kind of just encourage her as she was going do all that. And I won't act like I knew the guy like thoroughly because I really like didn't. But him and my mom were pretty cool. So I basically went to like support my mom and her like grievance and everything. And going all right. So before that, yesterday, today is the 13th, I believe, June 2022. Yesterday, the 12th. I believe yesterday was the 12th, right? No, yesterday was the 13th. So yesterday, the 13th, Monday, June 2022. Today is Tuesday, June 14th. Anyway, yesterday I woke up, right? And I woke up from like the craziest dream. Like I woke up, I had a dream. I will tell you the whole thing. So the first part, I was kind of like racing, like my friends more or less. Like we were kind of like racing in like cars, and then they kind of like passed me, which is kind of irritating. And then at the other part of the dream, um, like I stopped for a while, and then there was this guy. So basically, there was like this loud, really loud hip hop music playing on the cars, right? And it was like blasting. It was always like you could see it like literally like affecting people's like energies, right? And then a guy on the street, he asked like, "Oh, like why are everyone blasting like this music? Like what's up?" And I was, "Oh yeah, like because the artist just like passed away yesterday, and that's why everyone else is like playing his like music now." And he was like, "Oh, that's crazy." And like he was like kind of like the hip hop, like the stereotypical hip hop corner street drug type aesthetic, right? And then he had on like all the chains, and you know how like I forgot what they called them, like you know how like they have like the rappers have the chains, and then they have like little like diamonds on it. He had one of those, and it was like I think it was like a heart or like a skull, and he was like, "Yeah, bro, look at me, like I'm icy." And I actually like dig it. So I'm like, "Yeah, bro, do your thing." And then after that, these like guys is like came up and like kind of like robbed him more or less at like gunpoint point. And to me, I'm just like I'm booking it. Like I felt so bad. Part I know the better part of me, I should have stayed and probably like stayed with him, but I probably got shot. Well, it was a dream, whatever. But I probably got shot as well. But I'm like, yo, let me just go along my path. So then after that, I was kind of like it is like the energy from seeing that scene kind of shifted my energy. And then my friends, they were at this like house party, right? And like they make music, and for some reason, like I called him. I'm like, yo, like make sure that such and such and such. It's like I had a hit out on somebody. So just like make sure that I was like make sure that which one call is still there. So I go there, right, and then I have like I know that this is very graphic. If you're like in the mood for like rainbows and like unicorns, you skip to like a couple minutes ahead of this. But anyway, um, in a dream, like I went in, and then at three victims. So it's like I had a gun, right? And then it's like firstly it was like the like guy, it was the son. So off to him, then it was like the mom, and like I was behind like the dresser because I was kind of like hiding. It was like, kind of like if you ever played Hitman, I was kind of like playing Hitman. Like I was just hiding behind like the dresser, trying to like making sure that they don't see me. And then once it came in, like I shot the mom, and then there was a baby as well. And I shot the baby. No, this is a dream. No, this is a dream. Don't be mad at me. Be mad at my subconscious. So I woke up. I'm like, wow, that's like basically like a nightmare. Like, cause like who in their right mind is like shooting people in their dreams, right? So then I looked it up, like online, like what is the meaning of like killing people, right? And then it's funny because like online they literally have like every single breakdown. I just thought that they're just going to give me like a general overview. It's like, oh, if you kill somebody this way, it means this. If you kill them this way, it means this. If they're this type of person, it means this. So it's saying that a gun is like symbolic of like a phallic symbol and like a male dominant symbol, and it's a way to like kind of exert your force on people at like a distance, so you could kind of like have time to think in a sense. And at the end, it was like the interpretation is like you probably are feeling like overwhelmed and you don't have control over your life. So shooting like the people is more so like shooting like things, like actual circumstances in my life. And I'm like, yo, that's crazy because that's like spot on. Because the night before, it's kind of like I be having so much meetings, bro. Like literally, I have so much meetings, both in like personal and like business life. It's like and like I'm getting at a good pace, but then it's like I don't like going by other people's time, both personal and business, and it's like I don't like it at all. So me having like planning out my day and then having to go by other people's time is very irritating. But yeah, so that was a dream. I woke up from that dream and I literally had to go to a funeral of a guy who's literally dead in front of me, and I'm just like, this is surreal. And like after and during the funeral, I just realized how, of course, funerals make you feel like how precious life is. But other thought I had, I'm like, the amount me and my mom are speaking about, like the amount of money, like you have to pay. Well, and if you're in a modern Westernized society, you have to pay when you have a child. You have to pay when you go to school. You have to pay when you like to go to school. You have to pay when you get married. You have to pay when you get divorced. You have to pay when like you die. You have to pay for your, like it's like basically every aspect of your life you're paying something. And it's like it was crazy because they're saying how even like the funeral service people, like they're paying them by the hour to even keep them in the like coffin or casket or whatever. And I'm just like, that's crazy. And then I was also thinking like, where do these cultural custom like norms come from? Because now like the Western culture, you gotta embalm the person, make them look fancy, and then just like laying there for hours. And I'm like, how did this become a thing? And I feel like we just have these cultural norms that we never really question. But I feel like it's only in the advent of like Western society where even they used to like mummify beings in like Egypt and such. But honestly, it's a very interesting idea. Like the whole idea of death, and like it was also like a Christian church. So seeing how they did their service was interesting because I want to see how do other like religions and cultures do their like funeral services, because like I've always just been to like Christian services, which is interesting, and like I've been to like a couple of Haitian services, and I think it's like the second like quote unquote like American like service I've been to, which is interesting. But yeah, like the money part really like stood out to me. And then one thing that my mom said that was like really irritating me. She's like, yeah, I gotta like start saving up for my like casket and everything. And like I get the general premise, because if you're older, of course you want to like plan things out. But I don't like her just seeing there like really irritated me. And then seeing like how much funerals cost, bro. It's like a lot. Like it's not like it's something that's light. And that made me realize like that's why I feel like this money stuff is serious, like a like entirely different level. Even for like a wedding, did like average for like the American wedding is like 30K, and it's like bruh, like bruh. So I realized I gotta kind of save up not only for myself but also for like the people already in my family and the family that I'm gonna create in the future. I gotta save up for them as well. So this money stuff is no joke. At least if you're in a Western culture, if you're in, well, I mean, no, and globally now at this point, because I don't know like any continent where money isn't a thing. So it's global now, but it's just like a really humbling experience, man. I feel like we really got to make the best of like every second. Because I was thinking like, who is going to come to my funeral? Like, who's going to be there? Like, what are they going to say about me? What would they remember me by? And I was having like a conversation with my brother like last month, and I was like, I just got this spark of inspiration. I really want to do something profound in the world, you know, like, because thinking about people like Gandhi and like MLK, how they had like millions of people coming to like their funeral. I kind of want to have like a similar vibe when I pass. I want to be like leave my imprint in this realm. You feel me? Because a lot of people pass, but their name isn't really kept on. And like they say that you only truly die when no one speaks about you no more. But there's some people like Malcolm X, like he died, but like he's never really actually gonna die because people like are indefinitely speaking about him. You feel me? And I want to have the same type of energy where I just do something so profound for this like realm, universe that like thousands of years down the line people still know like my name. And yeah, it's just like really it's scary and inspiring. I feel like people got to get more comfortable with death, because last year I was saying one of my goals is to go to more like births and more funerals. The birth thing is like I don't know if that's like cool. Like you just like I guess I have to wait until like I actually have my like own child, like me and my partner have like my own child. But regardless, I'd like to see like a child be born at more funerals as well, because I feel like they make you really like see the like intensity and the intent of this life. Because I feel like a lot of people just be living like willy nilly, right, and shit, just like wasting time. But it's like you can't be wasting time, bro. Like you just not you can't be doing that. At least not me, because it's like every second counts. See, 1, 2, those count. Every single one counts. So just realizing that, really like ingrained in that. And his name was Gary. I forgot his last name, but I'm gonna put his name in the description. It's crazy to think about. Like it's like people like I remember I was watching this one video about people. It basically was like this video stream of like the streets of New York in like the 1800s, right? And it was basically like re-edited for like modern times. It's just like all these thousands of beings and like they all had their own lives, beliefs, faiths, theories, anxieties, traumas, and like they're just not here no more. That's crazy to think about. You know, it kind of makes you think about like, and I feel like a few things that humble me. You know, I was saying like birth and death humble me. Also, like when I like I'm really deep into nature, or when I'm like really deep into like astrology, because nature, right? You be chilling out there, you're like, yo, these little insects out here, just like out here, really like living, like really like not concerned with anything I'm doing. They're not concerned with my plans. They're just out here doing their own insect thing. And then if you look at astrology, you zoom out and you're like, Earth is like a fucking dot, bro. Like what the fuck is like? But regardless, I want to leave my imprint on this dot. But yeah, it really just being in temple for life. Yeah, R.I.P. Gary for yeah, today I'm starting to like wake up at like 4 a.m. because I'm like when you wake up early you could just do a lot more with your day. So I want to speak about life as well and my day and it's like a life update in general. I woke up at 4 a.m. I listened to this BWW audio. It's like this entrepreneurial like audio program I'm with. I listened to that while I was doing my breath work. I have this whole like breath work routine. One day, should I show that? Maybe I don't know. It's like a very like it's a very long routine. So I did my whole breath work routine. Um, After that, I started listening to. It's called the HTML All the Things podcast. It's like this thing on like coding because I'm getting more into coding. So every day I like kind of now I'm kind of like assuming like podcasts and that. But when I start working again, I must actually just start to buy like more audiobooks on it. Listen to that. I went to the park, the field, the earth for a bit. Listen to the coding podcast. Took a shower, cold shower. Listen to the podcast. I exercised for like 30 minutes. I just got done meditating for like 30 minutes. I'm about to read for like 30. I'm about to read for like 30 or 45 minutes. Oh, I can show you what I'm reading. Actually, that's cool. I just got done reading a House of Gold. It's basically speaking about how in. Could you see it? Yeah, you can see it. It's basically speaking about how in the there's so much like stealth wealth in like people's homes because they buy so much. Like people usually think of like value and this is like the property value, but if you like actually were to take time out to like see all the products you have inside your home, those things have value as well. So it's just seeing how like, and it was basically speaking about like the Walmart and the Sam Walton like family, how they like people just like how massive Walmart is and how people keep giving their like gold mine more or less to like to other family. Like we're spending our money on these other corporations and people and it's going to their pockets. Of course we need products here and there, but it's better if you could have your like own products and your own like system inside and such. And yeah, the next book I'm reading is like The Vision Driven Leader by Michael Hyatt. Oh, because I was speaking to my friend Blue, and she was somehow you should find out your leadership style. And I'm like, I don't know. And then she was saying that she's like a visionary leader. I'm like, yo, I'm reading this book on like I had this book on visionary leadership. So me and her are going to be reading that. I also have this other like poly book I'm reading, Polycure by Jessica Fern. Because my other friend, she's starting this like book club and like about like poly stuff and like the whole non-binary spectrum and stuff. So it's always just cool, just like, cause I read like a lot of poly books in my past, but it's cool just like re-tap into it, even if their poly dynamic is like different than what I'm gonna do. I feel like I have the utmost respect for all ethly non-monogamous people because I feel like we're granted like chipping away at all these mononormative standards in like Western society. So yeah, I have like a couple meetings later in the evening. My friend Santiago, my friend Blue, my mentor Malia. Then I got like some like business trainings I'm going to be on later. I got to apply to more jobs. The job thing I got to speak about. So I've been applying to like a lot of jobs on like LinkedIn. I'm on like 21 like applications, and I love LinkedIn. It's like my favorite platform now. But I'm realizing I should basically go for like the last job I was going for, which is basically like a customer service phone thing, because I feel like that's very entry level. Like the LinkedIn job, it's like they're a bit like upscale, and it's like it's so inspiring, but it's so aggravating. Cause like I'm going to be like a front end web developer down the line, right? But in the meantime, I just got to study and get a job for the meantime. But I was looking at their salaries. I'm like, y'all making like 120K, 90K from just typing code on the screen, and you're traveling, and you're doing it freelance. Like what? Like, are you serious? So, and the only difference between me and them is the amount of like hours they put in studying. So, I'm gonna go full throttle with the code and stuff because that's one of the first things. It's like it's not just for the money. It's like on a personal tip, I want to study it for myself because I have a lot of creations I want to make online, and I feel like I have a lot of like intellectual like capacity and like content I want to share, and I just want to share it on my website first. You know how when you meet people, they're like, "Oh, what's your Instagram or what's your like Facebook or whatever." I want to meet people. Want to have like a business card and my website. I hand it to them, and on my website, you will see everything: my videos, my poems, my stories, my products, my social media, my like everything about me. You're gonna see on there. Basically, I want my website to be my first forum that people see me online because I'm tired of just giving all of my even you like YouTube. I like thank you YouTube for letting me post stuff, but I'm gonna really like download all this content, like post it on my like website first. So like God like for like bid down the line if like these accounts get like monetized or whatever. I just always want to have a safe space, you know, both on like online and like having on like a flash drive as well. Because in this digital age, it's like it's a beautiful time to be alive. Like I'm so happy I'm here, but we have to be very aware of like where we put our energy and where we put our data because we're given so much to these screens. You feel me? And that's fine, but I just want to have my own safe space, you know, where I could like, this is my content, this is my website, this is my LLC, or this is my business or whatever. I don't have my own platform first off, and then after that, I give the other stuff to like the other platforms. Yeah, that's been the focus now. I really got to start studying sales more because I have a lot of products. I could sell. Could I show you them? Wait, give me a second. I got like CBD creams that I can start like selling. I just gotta figure out how to sell. And the crazy thing is like I'm good with people, but I don't really be around people as much, especially me getting more into like remote and like coding type stuff. So I don't really be around people as much. But I'm realizing if I'm doing sales, I feel like I really got to go back out to more business events. That's the goal for like this year, going to more business centered events. Because one of my biggest goals for this year is to hang around less employees. Because I literally don't like the employee mindset or like lifestyle. You feel me? Because of course I'm applying for a new job, but I'm applying for a new job to study for my next job and to like add to my business. Honestly, the job is only like it's like the first step to like get to like the other steps. So I'm kind of playing chess in that sense. Like I'm thinking like 2, 3, 4 steps ahead. But yeah, I want to hang around more like business minded people and people who have like businesses because the way they speak and like their world view is different. Like the way an employee speaks and the way like a business owner speaks is a drastically different reality. And even online, I'm realizing it. Like because before, you know how people speak down like on social media, right? Because it is really like becoming very pervasive, right? But if you're like a business owner, social media is like the best thing on the planet, bro. You can just like market, add, contact, like sell, like it's just like it's like an ocean. It's like almost like you're fishing. You feel me? And now like just seeing how they view things, I'm like, okay, I kind of get it. But also, of course, keeping like integrity with it as well. Celebrating life, man. I'm just trying to. I've been like waking up earlier, trying to do my best. Yeah, and this job stuff is I really got to focus on it because now it's like irritating, both on like the family, both on like the family side, the business side, and the personal side. It's like I'm kind of like letting people down because I'm backed up on like all these like bills I got to pay and like obligations I had. And it's very irritating, but it's cool. Like I know I'm gonna get back to where I was before. Another thing, like the only reason I was delayed is because like the when I lost my last job at Nest in like March or whatever, it was like, oh yeah, just apply for the unemployment, it'll come, and it's like it just never came. So I'm like, oh fuck the government, I can't keep on, I can't keep waiting on y'all. So now I just gotta find like a new occupation. Like I'm excited for my next job to get my next job because I'm realizing I really want a skill set. So my next job I got is most likely is like very similar to the job I had before, just like answering phone calls, typing in stuff, right? But after that, like learning coding, bro, I feel like that's legit, like that's legit because it's like I could do it for myself. You know what I mean? Like it's an actual skill set. It's like an actual like skill set. But what else? Yeah, that's pretty much been it, man. That's pretty much been it. Yeah, I'm trying my best, man. I'm realizing like there's still, you know, when things only pop up with like people who you're in certain circumstances. In terms of like love, I'm realizing that like limitations I had in the past, like things only pop up with certain people. Like I'm usually like a very stable person, but with certain people who are really really close to me, I don't know, like they kind of sways my energy more. But I'm realizing it's good though. I'm realizing where I have to do better, and I'm intent on doing better. Cause I'm not really a defeatist. I don't have like the victim mentality. Even if I fail like 10 times, my goal for the 11th time is like, what could I do better? What could I study, or how could I like better myself? So that's why reading has been helping a lot in terms of like leadership at least, but also I'm realizing in terms of like love and like relationships, I'm doing a lot better, like a lot, like tremendously better. And I feel like I'm better than like most people, but I'm still for what I want to do in life, for who I want to lead in life, both in family and like business and like whatever, like real estate as well. Oh, that's what I gotta speak about. Like all those factors, I gotta just like do a lot better and be a lot more sharp, be a lot more clear. And that's the reason I'm so hard on myself because I'm like I'm not only living for myself. Like I'm thinking this quote from like Kendrick's last album. He said my the like sentence are looking at me saying, "Yeah, you're the shit" or something like that. I kind of feel that. I have this poem. I might post it when they were like speak it out. Like I'll say, my great granddaughter looking at my life in reverse. Every chapter in my life is like a Bible verse, right? And I often say like a thought I love to frequent. I say, I want to live a life that my granddaughter could like brag about. And if she can't brag about it, I kind of don't want to do it, you know. So best being really in tone that. But last thing I want to say, so front end web development, um, day trading, rental real estate, and business are like the primary focuses. Like I feel like so like of course the coding is like the first thing, but it's like it's almost sad the way I think. The way I think is like kind of ridiculous. It's like I literally think like 4 or 5 steps ahead. I'm like, okay, get into coding so you could do this, then so you get more time. And because like I was looking at the lifestyle of like, a day trader and someone who codes, it's very similar. Like you're just on the screen either looking at charts or typing in code. And you're traveling. Like it's like the same as that process. And also real estate, you gotta like I like people, so I want like physical things as well because I love people as well. So those are the things down the line. So I'm 23 now, right? And I feel like majority of my 20s, like if you're watching this channel like 5, 6, 7 years, most likely I'm gonna be very well versed in coding, day trading, real estate, and business. Honestly, why? To oh, I didn't speak about that. So my mom, I gotta retire my mom. Like seriously, she's like in her 50s now, and then the fact that she's still working is like beyond irritating. It's almost like I feel like it's so agitating, you know, because like she like really like spent a lot of time just like raising me and my brother like by herself for like the most part. Like my like dad helped of course, but we didn't live in like the same household. And like my brother's dad, he was kind of doing his own thing. So she was like really a lot of things she had to do on her own. So the fact that she's still working now at like 50s, I'm like, it's ridiculous. So when I speak, I honestly, I can't even be around people who say money is bad. Because I can't. Because y'all not going to help me retire my mom. So fuck it. Like, it's funny because the way, when I was younger, I was like, oh, the system this, the system that. But I'm like, bruh, at a certain point, right, you got to realize, I always remember this video. So this guy named, one of those guys I followed, right? He's like kind of like a millionaire now. He was driving in his Rolls Royce with his like wife or whatever, right? And then he's saying how he would speak about all these like very transcendental, spiritual stuff, how the pyramids are aligned with like Orion's belt and like chakras and astrology and palmistry and numerology, right? But then he would speak outside, right? But then when he went back home, he couldn't pay the fucking rent. And like he said it was such like aggravation. He was like, I was speaking all this fancy shit outside, but when I came home, I couldn't even provide for my family. So I feel like that's like at the end of the day, it kind of money isn't everything, but it's a huge thing. You feel me? Even to buy my fruit, even to buy some high quality like man-made select protein now, what I gotta do? Even to buy a fruit tree, what I gotta do? Even to travel to the tropics, like what do y'all like? So money is a huge factor. I want to speak about it. You know, I'm realizing you get what you give, especially online. So in this coming like years, I guarantee I'm going to speak about a lot more like finances because that's kind of it's funny, like whatever I speak about, people speak to me back about. So since I'm speaking about like fruit and like health, oh, people speak to me about fruit and health, right? But if I start speaking about money, more it's like you're like literally people gravitate towards you based upon what their vibration, right? So people who are like very money conscious, they'll be typing in stuff like money this, right? And then they'll find my channel. So I'm doing like a lot of book reviews and like on my finance and like wealth journey. Like right now I'm like kind of like I'm at zero in terms of like finances, but in terms of like mentality, I'm like 1,000. So I just gotta put the work back because I know like the steps to take. I just gotta like actually like take them. But yeah, those are the last thing I want to say. I gotta retire my mom. Coding, day trading, real estate, business, focusing on that. Yeah, man. I gotta make the best of this life, man. Seriously, because I was thinking like I was speaking to like Ronnie Smith and I got to speaking to like tech, like the people who made these fruit fests, right? And like even for these fruit fests, like fruit communities, like or like holistic whatever, right? Even my friend, she went to this it's kind of event. It's kind of like this Hare Krishna people, right? In like New York, right? That costs money. Even these spiritual stuff costs money. Like this is it's kind of temple on like Mount Airy, Philly. If you're in Philly, please go to it, right? And I'll be walking there, I'm like, yo, y'all had money, like, but it was the crazy thing. It was like donation based. It's like that's like kind of like crazy to me. Like it was kind of like a donation nonprofit type donation type energy, and like it's just huge, just practically like a mansion. It's like a temple slash mansion, even because they have multi rooms and everything. They have a place where people sleep on the top. I'm like, this costs money. Like y'all like. Like, even these spiritual temples and shit, it costs money. Like even thousands of years ago to build the like whatever the pyramid or like the Great Wall of China, whatever you conceived, it all came back to like some sort of value or monetary thing that helped it happen. And it wasn't just like they just like meditated it in. Okay, probably because there is some like I do believe in the past humans had very divine abilities, and even now, so probably they could have just meditated. It just popped up, but in modern times, I don't really know anyone who did that. When I meet them, I'm gonna be happy. But now to make these tangible things happen, we need like the funding, bro. And it's like I always say this. I feel like I'm gonna be the one who's funding other people's. I'm gonna be the one who's funding other people's kids' dreams. Facts. Put mark my words on that shit, bro. Like all because you know when people get rich, they like give to like nonprofits and charities, right? In my head, I'm like, bro, I'm giving to fruit communities, bro. If I'm making like this money, bro, it's all going to like first my mom and my family, first of all, right? But then after that, it's like so Woodstock, right? If you haven't been there, like Woodstock Fruit Festival, upstate New York, Camp Walden, August 20th to 30th. Please go, right? If you're in the fruit, like if you're a human being, go, right? I'm trying to figure out how to duplicate that. I want to duplicate all these like kind of holistic and fruit spaces, but I'm realizing it needs funding. I feel like it needs a leader and it needs funding. So I'm realizing I got to be good on both ends because it's like I feel like the beautiful thing about me and my youth, I spend like a lot of time tapping into like deep into myself. Even now, I still have those habits that kind of keep me very centered. Like everyone I meet, is oh my god, I love your energy, I love your energy, I love your energy. Why? Because I work on my needs. Like every day. I remember last time I'm going off. I'm sorry. Last time I went to this Reiki I went to this Reiki thing and my friend Bree, she was doing like this. No, it was a Kundalini like workshop, right? So she had people laying on the floor, and then she was like tapping people's chakras and everything, right? So me, I'm just chilling, vibing out, listening to the music, right? And then afterwards, the lady hosting the Bree, she like bowed to me, and I'm like, what? She was like, bro, like your energy, bro, like she's like, I'm not even worthy, like your energy is clear. She like, I checked you, you're like clear, and to hear that from people who actually like live in the energy work space is very affirming because I don't really actively promote like oh I do distance reiki or it will activate this. I don't even speak about that. I probably could, but I don't even like speak about that stuff. But I feel like just in what I do and what I focus on in my day-to-day life, it keeps me clear. I'm like a citrine gyroscope. I don't like a citrine gyroscope. So citrine is a crystal that like normally with crystals, you got to put them in like the sunlight or sage like clear it, right? Citrine is a crystal that kind of clears itself, and a gyroscope is like you seen it. It's like the thing you like put on the table, right? And like it keeps spinning, but it always comes back to like center. So I'm like a citrine gyroscope in a sense. Cause like last night I was feeling down. Now I'm back up. I'm like back where I need to be. But yeah, man, I'm not gonna be too long. Thank you for your time. Like honestly, bro, as I was saying about earlier, our time is our most precious thing. So thank you for your time, especially if you got it to this long. It definitely means a lot. You've been here for like probably like 30 minutes. So I appreciate it. I hope you have a blessed day. Make the best of it, man. And just be conscious of your time and your energy, because your time is your energy, bro. Like, life is beautiful. I'm not gonna say life is short because I feel like life is gonna be long for me. But make the best of every single second. You should be waking up crying from like tears of joy every single day. Like that's the type of vibe we're on. But yeah, man, I'm sending you love. I'm sending you abundance, clarity, transparency, like wealth, health, love, bliss, joy, like expression. I'm sending you like all of that. But yeah, peace, man. Love you.